Now get on all four. Go! Sit. Go! On the outside. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Switch your hip first. Switch your hip first. Hold up. Oh, you're hard-headed. Come here, you all. God, dog it, you're hard-headed. Watch. I'm gonna wrist roll, pull out as tight as I can around here, and roll. Elbow in the chest. You're not gonna go anywhere.
I like to think of that circle on the mat as the globe, as the world. That you can learn a lot about yourself if you're thrown out there by yourself, and you have to defend yourself, and you have to work hard to accomplish a goal. And that's the way life is.
He always says fatigue makes cowards of us all. And I think what he means by that is that if you're not in great shape, you're going to get defeated. And I think that what he has tried to accomplish with pro athletes is to show them that if they prepare and that they work hard, that they can be the best that they can possibly be. And I know with myself, when he trained with me, that was the one thing that he was trying to create. Not necessarily a better football player, but a better person. A person that wouldn't be defeated, a person that wouldn't quit.
You got to call him coach. You can't call him by his first name because he earned that respect. And as people, as athletes, as just ordinary people, we respect him because of what he brings to people's lives.
I started training professional athletes back in 1965. Great ones challenge themselves. See, there's only one enemy or one foe that you have to worry about, and that's yourself. There's only one foe. You don't have to worry about anybody else. If you take care of yourself, you don't have to worry about your opponent.
That's it, good job. Good. Let's go, work. Work. Keep juggling, come on.
I've been coaching for 44 years. I've had many offers to coach professionally, but I've always chosen elementary, junior high, or high school because I think those are the formative years.
Good job. Come on, work, 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 work!
And those are the years that mean so much to our society that we must concentrate on those areas.
Talk to him, come on, come on, come on, come on. Talk to him, come on, you got it. You got it, Lloyd, come on, you're there. You're there, one more. Give me a hand. Jump and roll, jump and roll, jump and roll. You gotta roll, Ariel. You gotta roll, Ariel, roll all the way. Ariel, roll all the way. Where? Roll this way, roll, Ariel, that's it. Now roll, come back, roll, Ariel, roll. Roll, Ariel, roll. Roll, Ariel, roll. Roll, Ariel, roll. And off. Everybody get threes, let's go. Everybody get in groups of threes. It's amazing. If you try to do the right thing in this life and you live your life to the fullest, be surprised. Amazing things that happen in your life. If you make an attempt just to do the right thing. We got a lot of work to do today. In each box, you're gonna have a bag of potatoes, a bag of oranges, apples, rice, beans. Okay. We're gonna have 150 boxes. Everybody's responsible for a box. Let's go. Yeah, one of each thing in a box. Potatoes. Now look at the guys. The kids are doing it. The adults are standing around. The kids are doing it.
It's called a Good Neighbor program where we give out food to needy families. And it's enough food to last a family of 4 or 5 for about 2 weeks.
Turkey, potatoes, apples, oranges, bread on top.
It's also a program where the haves get acquainted and maybe form some type of relationship with the have-nots. Hey, look at these guys. They went to the piggy bank and gave me their money this morning. Hey, this is fantastic.
Look at that, how nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys! Hi, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Don't drop them, Janet.
Here's the eggs. Boy, you guys did a job today. Woo! Tough as your daddy. Oh, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you. The more you do with what you have, the more God will give you to do with. And that's the premise that I built my life around. That's enough. Don't trip for those eggs. We'll have scrambled eggs. Okay, that's all right.
Feliz Navidad.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Why go back to Hollister? It's the right thing to do. There were people there that really nurtured me, fed me, and gave me some of the values that I have today. You know, it's like coming home. If you've been away a long time, it's coming home.
She says that you could help her pay the gas. Oh, she paid the first one that she owed.
Oh, how much was that?
¿Cuánto pagaste? Casi 200. Almost 200.
300?
200. Y de vuelos. And she owes 183.
Still owe 183, huh? I'm gonna go back and see those people. This farmer doesn't give you guys any slack, huh?
Nope.
It's terrible. You know what we're gonna do? Probably April or May is maybe May. Come down and help you fix this house up. But this belongs to the farmer, huh? We got to get his permission first. He shouldn't object, you know, for us to help you guys. You know that? So when he comes to get the rent, you tell him Coach Parks would like to talk to him.
Coach Park.
Yep.
Okay.
Adios.
Adios.
But I can't imagine this. To see those people go through another winter with a hole in the roof and all the other stuff. I think there's one room there with no floor. I can't imagine those little kids living like that.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
honey.
you very much.
We'll be back Christmas and give you a lot of stuff.
Oh, thank
Tell
you
her-
very much.
tell her I'll be back
I
Christmas.
love you guys and God bless you.
God bless you. Here you go. Well, it comes out of our Coach Parks charities. And when that runs out, it comes out of my cookie jar, of course. And when that runs out, I beat up people, conditioning-wise. I was born in Statesville, North Carolina, almost 65 years ago. Small town, very segregated. I came to California in 1945, Hollister, California. My mother left me with my grandmother to raise. She nurtured me. She educated me. My grandmother instilled in me a work ethic because I looked at her and I saw her walk 20 miles. Sometimes I would accompany her on these 20-mile treks a day, 10 miles one way and 10 miles back, with a load of clothes on her back for about 25 cents a week. And then she'd take some of the peach peelings and apple peelings that she had peeled off of the apples and peaches to make pies for these people she was working for and bring the peelings home and make pies out of them for us. I was a kid in high school who came home every lunch hour and there was nothing to eat. Being that I was a high-powered athlete, 16 letters in high school, football, basketball, baseball, and track, kids looked up at me on campus, not knowing I was hungry. Hey! Can you carry it, honey? Can you carry that? Yeah. Okay. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
All right. Hi. All your girls?
Yeah, I don't want to
They're
look out.
pretty girls. Pretty girls. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. We'll be back.
Tell them where's this from?
Where's this from?
From me.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless you.
Bye. Bye.
I remember my friends, they thought I liked them, but their mothers fed me every day. I was in love with their mothers. Mothers were the ones that were feeding me. So every Mother's Day, I go down and give them a bouquet of flowers. Every one of those mothers is still around. And you could not refuse Mrs. Gooley. She would make you eat. She'd set me down even before she set everybody else down and make me eat. The mothers know, see, the mothers know. And so they all took care of me. And that's why growing up in a small town was such a great thing for me, you know. And I learned about 35 years after I graduated from high school, the girls that were in my class in the 6th grade told me what had happened when I came to the 6th grade. The first day, Mrs. Patterson, my 6th grade teacher, sent me out of the room with Larry Haas.
The first day, I couldn't understand him. Do you remember?
That's right.
And I said, "Oh, you mean this?" And he said, "Yasa." And that, with the 38 kids I think we had in the class, they began giggling and trying to keep it from them. But I sent this Larry Haas out with him, show him where the bathroom was, what doors he could come in and what doors he couldn't, and where the office was, and keep him out there for 5 minutes. So he was out there, and I gave my little kiddies a lecture, told them that they were never, never to laugh at him.
She said, he has an accent. So the emphasis was not on being different as far as the color of my skin was concerned, which, you know, coming from the South, it was always evident that you knew and people let you know where your place was in life. I became friends to a lot of those folks, and then I wanted to go on with them because I had made friends with the people in the 6th grade, and it was a lot due to Mrs. Patterson and her insisting on us being treated equally.
That year I did the unheard of. I kept him back. And he pleaded, "Oh, I would like to go on. I have all my friends here now." And I said, "Ben, you don't know how to do this. You can't do that. You're way behind in math. If I put you on, you won't be able to keep up."
But Mrs. Patterson asked me, and asked me in such a way to come to her house during the summer so that I could learn the 6th grade courses of English, reading and writing and spelling. And I came on the premise that I would kiss up to her and get to move on with those kids that were my friends. It wasn't that I was motivated to learn anything. I just wanted to go on with my friends. And so I hated Mrs. Patterson. I really did not. I didn't really like her for keeping me down. And I cried and begged and so forth. But Mrs. Patterson, you got to know this. If it hadn't been for your compassion and for your foresight and what you saw in me, in a student, what I try to find in students today, that if we don't look after that child, something may happen to that child. And I think that's what you've thought about me, and you've changed my life. And this is what I'm trying to say. In essence, you've changed my life, and I'm so grateful and thankful for all you've done. I'm like you. I'm going to take a child as though that child is my own. And that's the way I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach as though that child is my own. And I can't love a child any more than that. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was my wife. Money was never an issue. We struggled. I had to have 4 jobs, but I wanted to make sure that she stayed home with the kids. She just helped me in so much by being supportive. She washes the clothes of the wrestlers every day. The kids have clean clothes every day. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I was a slave before I got education, and my 6th grade teacher realized that. Realized that I would be a slave to society if I didn't get a good education. And it took me almost 35, 40 years for me to realize what my teacher and my grandmother was saying all along. get the best education you possibly can get, and that is freedom.
Jerry Rice, all those guys, they're afraid of me. I make them work hard.
On three, let's say go Jerry. 1, 2, 3. Go Jerry! 1, 2, 3. Go Jerry! On three, let's say go Terrell. 1, 2, 3. Go Terrell! 1, 2, 3. Go Terrell! On three, let's say go Merton Hanks. Merton. 1, 2, 3. Go Merton! 1, 2, 3. Go Merton! All right. Bring your brother out.
I think the defining statement about the coach is a guy that walks the talk. It's a guy that stands up for certain principles, a certain way of doing things, a certain way of physically getting yourself ready. And then here's a guy that talks about it but also does it. For him to have run a mile for every year, old he is and was for so many years, is an inspiration. There just aren't many guys that had a mental capacity to want to do it, and then the physical ability to back it up. So he's a guy that's inspired individuals throughout the 49ers for many years before I came here, and definitely many years after I retired. Coach Parks is one of the few people in the world that when you work out with him, you walk away feeling fulfilled, because not only does he push you to the edge, and he pushes you to the point where you feel like you want to quit, but at the same time, he's there to hug you and encourage you and love you.
Who is Coach Parks? He's the one that made him do exercise at a funeral. And I said, what do you mean? Well, he was talking, he said, if you guys don't get up and exercise, you could be like the guy in the coffin. But you know, there's a gentle, unknown side of him. And I go back to a young man one morning coming over to Atherton High School, and he was just drunk. I mean, he was drugged out or alcoholed out. And he said, Coach Washington, I got to see Coach Parks. So I said, okay, I'll go get him. And he took his arms and put his arms around Coach Parks and said, I love you with all my heart and soul. And he left. 30 minutes later, we found out he had committed a murder the night before, robbing a liquor store. And the most important thing in his life was to come and see Coach Parks before they got him. We went to the back inside the room and sat down, and he started crying. And I said, Ben, we can't save them all. And he said, why not?
It's hard to put in just a few words, but just the fact that he's loved us like a father really makes me pay attention to how much he's taught me like a father. It's not anything that we do at practice. It's the amount of time that he's put into us outside of practice, in between practices, and most of all the talks that he gives us, just giving his emotions and the way he feels towards everything, and teaching everybody, not just on the wrestling team, you know, people that he's known all his life in Hollister and from his hometown, you know, and the turkeys and Christmas time, and how he makes the whole wrestling team come together and put into our community, makes us so much better as men. You know, not just a high school wrestler, but men.
It is not the record book that counts. And it does not show in the record book the heart of a young person doing the right thing. It does not show in the record book when you were down studying hard because you know that education is freedom. It does not show in the record book. It does not show in the record book compassion for your fellow man. It does not show in the record book when you stand tall It does not show in that record book. But I like to think that that's what it's all about.
1, 2, 3.
Go Bears!
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 1, 2, 3.
One in their right mind would get up here at 4:30 in the morning and come out here and run and so forth. It's not just a fundraiser. This is all about love. Love is the key. Love is the key. Don't waste time. Hug your mamas and your daddies, your sisters and brothers. Shake hands with those teachers and let them know that you really appreciate the fact that they're helping you. When people try to help you, thank them. Thank them. And the best way to thank them, go out and conquer the world. Give to somebody.
Oh, yeah.